Hello, welcome. Let's try to solve another Leetcode problem. 1744. Can you eat your favorite candy or your favorite day? And for this problem, definitely, this is not a hard problem, but the description is really confusing, and there's a lot of variables you have to understand. If you miss one of the conditions, you may not solve the problem. Yeah, definitely. This is why, especially if you are in a presser, for such kind of problem, it's really easy to make mistakes. Now, let's first try to understand. So we are given a zero index array of positive integer caddy count. So this is for the caddy count, as we have this 7, 4, 5, 3, and 8. So this means, for the first position, we're gonna have the 7 caddies. For the second position, we're gonna have 4 caddies. And the caddies I represent the number of caddies of the ith type you have. So this means for the 0 type, so the index is just the type. So for index 0, it is a 0 type. For index 1, for type 1, we have 4. And for type 2, we have 5 caddies. For type 3, we have 3 caddies. And for type 4, we have 8 caddies. Yeah. So this is just for the type. So for each of the type, we have the number of caddies. So this is the meaning of the caddies count. And now, we are also having queries. So the first position of the query I is the type. So this is the favorite type. And the second gonna be the favorite day. It means in this favorite day, I'm gonna eat the favorite caddy. It's gonna be the favorite type of caddy. It's gonna be this one. And there's also a daily capacity. It means in one day, maximum you can eat how many caddies. Yeah. So those 3 variables is really important for us to understand the problem and to solve the problem. So we're gonna play this kind of a game. So we are starting with caddies on day 0. Yeah. So this means on day 0, we just started. Let me just use this example maybe here. We have caddies of 7, 4, 5, 3, and 8. So we're gonna start in from day 0. So this is day 0. And we cannot eat any caddy for type I unless we have eaten all caddies of type I minus 1. This means if we were to eat some caddies, for example, type 1, we have to finish eating I minus 1, 1 minus 1, and it's going to be 0. We have to finish eating these 7 caddies of type 0 first, and then we can start to eat type 1. So for example, if we were to eat some type of type 2 caddy, we have to finish eating caddies of type 0 and 1, and then we can eat type 2. So this is the condition. And we must eat at least 1 caddy per day until we have finished eating all the caddies. So this means for one day, we can eat at least 1 caddy, and at most we can eat the capacity. So this is say we can eat the capacity caddy. So we're going to construct a query answer. So the answer's length equal to the query's length. So for each of the query, it's going to answer the question. So this means, so for example, for the first query, it is 0 to 2. It means on day 2, can I eat caddy type 0? On day 2, can I eat caddy type 0 with a capacity of 2? We just need to answer this kind of a question. If it is true, so we're gonna return true. Otherwise, we're gonna return a false. So there's a lot of conditions, but the basic idea is that inside each of the query, we need to answer the question of on this day, I want to eat the caddy type with this one, this is 0, and with a capacity of 2. So I'm going to use the first example to explain it, and then we can find a solution to solve it. So for the first query, it means on day 2. We just need to check on day 2, can I eat caddy type 0? Let's just check this example. So we have the array, and for type 0, we have 7 caddies, and we have a capacity of 2. So we can have 2 choices. So one choice is that we're gonna eat the caddies at least as we can, because we want to keep the days as longer as possible. Yeah, even this is day 2, maybe we want to keep it like day 11 or day 10. Yeah, so this means we're gonna find a biggest range. So we're gonna check the latest day and we can eat the caddies. So I'm gonna use L as the latest day we're gonna eat the caddies. So for the latest day we're gonna eat the caddies 0. So what is the latest day? So it's gonna be 6, right? Because we are starting from index 0. We are starting from day 0 and day 1 until day 6. We still have 1 caddy of type 0 because we have 7 caddies. So before that, from 0 to 5, we consumed 6 caddies, but 7 minus 6, we still have 1 caddy. So it means 6 gonna be the latest day we can eat type 0 caddy. So the latest day gonna be 6. And we also want to check what is the earliest day I can eat caddy type 0. Yeah, so what is the earliest day? So because we have 7 caddies, yeah, and what is the earliest day? Definitely it is day 0, right? And because on day 0, definitely we can eat a caddy. Yeah, because we have to finish eating this 0. It means the earliest day we can eat the caddy is 0. Yeah. Yeah, because on day 0 we have 7 caddies. We have enough caddies to eat, and we have a capacity of 2. Even we eat 2 caddies, but definitely on day 0 we can eat those 2 caddies. Yeah. So this means the earliest day to eat caddy of type 0 is day 0. But our day is 2. This 2 is less than and equal to 6 and more than and equal to 0. It means it is possible to finish eating. So it means this query is true because this day 2 is in between 0 and 6. Now let's just try to use another example. Maybe this is not so clear to find the formula of how to check that, but definitely we can find the latest day. The latest day is going to be easy to calculate. Basically, it is the sum up of all those values minus 1. So because the sum up of all those values, it means at index 0, it is day 0, it is 7. So 7 minus 1, it is 6. So this is for calculating the latest day. But for the earliest day, we have to maybe use other examples to find a formula. Actually, the earliest day is just the prefix current day of prefix I minus 1. If this is day I, it is I minus 1. But if we prepare a prefix sum, this is going to be 0. Yeah. So it means 0 divided by the capacity 2, so it's going to be 0. This is going to be the earliest day. But let's just try to use another example to find the formula. Yeah, let me delete these areas. Let's just try to use another example. So now we're going to use the second example because second example may be more clear to help us to find a solution. So the second query is going to be 4 to 4. Now we're going to use this query to calculate the latest day. The latest day we're going to finish eating the caddy type 4. Yeah, but we will not consider this day 2 yet, but we just need to check. If we want to eat caddies of type 4, so what is the latest day? So if we are calculating the latest day, it means on each day we would eat only 1 caddy, because only in this way we're going to keep the latest day. So it means 7 plus 4 plus 5, because this is day 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. Yeah. So this is the type 4. So we are calculating the latest day we're gonna eat the type. We can eat type 4. Yeah, because this is the type. So basically, this means the sum up of all those values. So it means, yeah, this is not a good example, but let's just use this example because it's a lot of calculations basically. So it means 7 plus 4 plus 5 plus 3 plus 8. So it's going to be the latest day we're going to eat this caddy. So the sum up of all those values minus 1. So it is 11 plus 5, 16, 19, 27, 26. Yeah. So this is the latest day because the sum up of all those values minus 1. It is 26 going to be the latest day we're going to eat type 4 because this is the caddy type 4. Yeah, as you can see, we're going to use the prefix sum to solve the problem. While we are using the prefix sum, we're going to prepare a padding 0. So all those index going to be changed to 1 to 5. Yeah. Now let's just calculating the earliest day we can eat caddy type 4. So we're going to use the values before it. So this is a type 4, and all those values before it. So what is all those values before it? It is 3 plus 5 plus 4 plus 7. So it is 19. So 19 divided by the capacity, and the capacity currently it is 4. So it is divided by 4. So what is the value? So it is 4. Yeah. So this means the latest day is day 4. We can. Yeah. Let me just check that carefully. Yeah. So this means it is. Yeah, let me check. Do I need to plus this 8 because I'm calculating the earliest day, so I don't need that. So it's gonna be 19 divided by 4, so it's gonna be the 4. Yeah. So this 4, this means this is the earliest day we're gonna eat the caddies, and 26 gonna be the latest day. And why? And on day 0 we can at most eat 4 caddies, right? And we still have 3 caddies left. And on day 1, we still finish eating 4 caddies, and we finish eating the 0 type. But for the type 1, we finish eating 1, and 3 left for this type 1. Yeah, so this is day 1, day 2, and day 3, and day 4, we finish eating all those areas, 7, 4, and 5. It means on day 2, yeah, basically 0, 1, 2. It means on day 2, we finish eating all those ones. But what about on day 3? On day 3, we can yeah, I think I calculated wrong. It's all about mathematics. Let me recalculate it. Yeah, because for 7 and 4, on day 0, I finished this one, I left 3, and on day 2, I finished this 3, and I finished this 4, left 3. This is on day 2, and on day 3, I finished this one, and for this 5, I finished 1, so I left 4. So this is on day 2, and on day 3, I finished this one. So this is on day 3. Yeah, and then on day 4, I have 3 caddies left, right? And I'm gonna eat these 3 caddies. But my capacity is 4. It means I can still eat 1 caddy. So that 1 caddy is from another day, from another type. It is a type 4. So this is why we're gonna calculate it exactly like the pre-sum, pre-I minus 1 divided by the capacity. It's gonna be 4. Yeah, but our day is 2. 2 is not in range between 4 to 26 because, yeah, basically we need to check some value x less than or equal to 26, the latest day, and more than or equal to the earliest day. The earliest day is 4, but our x is 2, so it means it is false. Yeah. So currently, if you understand the whole operations of why we're gonna calculate it like that and what kind of a formula we're gonna use, now let's just finish the coding. As I said, I'm gonna prepare a prefix sum, so it's gonna be the list of accumulate with all those caddies count, and I'm gonna prepare an initial value to be 0. So this is for the prefix sum. Now I want to check all the caddies, and I also want to answer. Yeah, let me think about when I want to answer the queries. Yeah, so I want to enumerate all the queries, and I will answer each one of them. So I'm going to prepare a result, and it's going to be 0 times the length of the queries. Now I want to enumerate all of them. So for I, the first one going to be the type and the day and capacity in enumerate. enumerate the queries. I want to prepare two variables that are going to be very helpful for us to understand the problems. So I'm going to prepare the earliest day, and the latest day. We're going to eat the current type of query. So for example, the earliest day for the first query, we're going to finish eating the type of 0. The latest day to eat type of 0 query. Yeah, and we just need to check if this day if this day is more than and equal to the earliest, less than and equal to the latest, and definitely we're gonna prepare this result I should equal to true. Otherwise, we're gonna set it to false. So finally, we're gonna return the result. So from the beginning, we're gonna set all the result to be false. Yeah. Now we just need two formulas to finish calculating the earliest and the latest. So let's just calculate the latest first, because the latest is going to be easier. As I said before, we're going to use the prefix of let me check the places. Because we prepared a padding, it means for example day 4. Yeah, it means day 4. It is the prefix it is the prefix of 4. It means the prefix of of the type, because this type is also it means the prefix of the type. Basically, this case we just calculate the prefix, and for each of the index it is the type. So basically, we want to finish eat this type, so we're gonna use the prefix of this type, because the type is a 0 index, and our prefix array is also a 0 indexed. Because for this kind of array, finally we prepared a padding of 0. So this is the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a 5. If we are calculating this type, is 4. So basically, we need to use the type pre-t plus 1, I think. Yeah, because up to here it's going to be the latest. So it's going to be the prefix of t plus 1. And what about the earliest? It's going to be the prefix of t divided by c. C is the capacity, so this is going to be the earliest. If that is in between, the day is in between, it's going to be true. Otherwise, it's going to be false. Yeah. Now let me just run it to check if everything is okay. As you can see, it is okay. I think the difficult part maybe we have to be careful about everything, because it is a 0 index, and the item is also 0 index, and the prefix we prepared a padding. We have to check if this prefix is t plus 1 or if it is a t. But here should be prefix t, and here should be prefix t plus 1, because we prepared a padding of 0. And here, because we need to include the last value, but for this one, prefix t, we need to exclude this value, because only in this way can we calculate the earliest day. If it is in between, it's going to be true. Otherwise, it's going to be false. Now let me submit it. There's something wrong. Yeah, let me check what is wrong. Definitely this one gonna be really difficult to debug if I made a mistake. So I prepared the prefix, so this is the result. I'm gonna check that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe this is a t, this is a -1. I'm not sure. Oh, I think it is not. My prefix is right, because here I forgot to -1, because while I'm explaining the latest day, I need to -1, because we are starting from day 0. Yeah, we are starting from day 0. This is why we need to -1 here. So this is why it's really easy to make mistakes. If you forget one thing, you're gonna make mistakes. Now let me submit it to check if it works. As you can see, it works and it's pretty fast. And because of the time complexity, let's just check. So from here, this is just O(n) because there are n queries, and how many queries? It is 10 to the power of, let me check. So how many queries? It is 10 to the power of 5. So up to here, it is 10 to the power of 5. And for the prefix sum, it is also 10 to the power of 5. So the time complexity is just O(n). Thank you for watching. See you next time.